What's up YouTube, Mr. LimeSC here, and today we're going to be going through a Diablo 2 Barbarian leveling guide. So this isn't going to be your endgame whirlwind barb with all of the crazy gear or anything like that. This is how do I get the character leveled up so then I can eventually respec into one of those builds, because some of those are very difficult to play through the game. So let's go ahead and jump on over to it. Now, the Barbarian is going to be a very difficult character to level, and it's a little bit strange what the best leveling technique actually ends up being. So I'll kind of talk through a couple pieces of that as we're going through. But let's go ahead and start in the skills for this character. So starting at level 1, you're going to get a point in Bash, and then you're just going to put a couple points into something like Mace Mastery. I prefer Mace Mastery for those next few levels because I like using some maces early. You get Scepters early on, you get Flails in Act 2, and those will carry you through all of normal pretty much. So I like Mace Mastery for that. Beyond that, you're going to put some points into Double Swing. I like to put about 6 points in here. It's slightly less damage that you're overall going to be getting when you're putting the points in Double Swing, but the mana cost when you have 6 points is basically 0. When you have 9 points, it's actually 0, and anything above 9 points in Double Swing actually returns you mana every single time you hit with it. So I like having a few points just to cut that mana cost so I don't have to worry about it on a Barbarian at all. After that, I'm just going to keep pumping up my Mace Mastery right here and just going for that and until I kind of get to a point where I need to change something up, which will be a little bit later on. So we can use this Mace Mastery, and then I'll get a point at 23 into Double Throw, so that at 24 I can get a point into Frenzy, and I can start pumping Frenzy up as well. And the reason, of course, for this is Frenzy is going to be a little bit nicer for some move speed and attack rating and all of that stuff to hit. And then you can actually swap between, and I'll show that in a second, you can swap between Frenzy and Double Swing to build up some of your speed and then attack very, very quickly with Double Swing. I wouldn't worry about jumping into battle orders immediately, as we're going to be respecking pretty quick out of it, but if you really feel like you want to, you can take a couple points off from that Mace Mastery right there and get a point or two into battle orders just to start, get yourself a little bit of extra life. But honestly, this is something that I would do a little bit later personally. So once we get to level 30, 31, I usually like to wait until I can get a couple of points in it, so either of those, but maybe at 30 as well, just because the Barbarian really starts to slow down in how well he can kill stuff. At 30, you can do a respec, and this is where we'll actually turn into a shouting barb. Now, you could stick with Frenzy and all of that if you do have a little bit of gear help. I'm saying if somebody gets you some attack rate, you know, like Angelic Ring and Halo, right? Or Halo and Wings, that's what it's called. The Ring and Amulet, that can be really nice. Somebody gets you a Raven Frost, somebody gets you, you know, some of those basics, or you give your character some of that stuff. Otherwise, if you're going like complete soul self-found on this leveling purpose, it's going to be very difficult to continue that way. It's possible. I have Frenzy guided playthroughs up that you can use, but it is going to be a lot more difficult for the character overall. So I would recommend instead coming over here, and I like to go 1 point here and 1 point in Concentrate. This is just useful so you can get a Crushing Blow weapon a little bit later on, and just use that on the bosses. But other than that, you're going to be coming over here and putting the points like this, and you'll get 1 point into Battle Command, 1 point into Warcry, and then you can put the rest of your skills here. You can see Howl, Taunt, and Battle Cry. And actually putting the points into Battle Cry is really, really useful. You can notice minus defense and minus damage. So Battle Cry points are actually super helpful for the Barbarian, as you can just drop the amount of damage that the monsters are actually doing to you, which increases your survivability a lot. From there, you'll have even more points. You can put them into Taunt. You can also put a few points into battle orders. I don't mind if you go ahead and, you know, put some over there just to get some good life bonuses and everything for your character. So once you get like that, you'll have a Shout Barb. And the way that the Shout Barb works, if I go really quick and just find like some monsters, is you go up to monsters and you literally kill them by shouting at them. It's that simple. What's also nice is it has a stun length on it, so you're going to stun the monsters as they come up to you as well. And since it's using faster cast rate and not attack speed, you don't have to worry about if you're frozen as much, because you're going to be more okay with it, right? Since you're doing casting and you're not being slowed by that. So you're just going to continue with this and just continue maxing out Warcry. You'll max Warcry all the way. Then once you do that, you'll put into Battle Cry. Also, you can have 1 point into like Mace Mastery right here. And then, oh yeah, I would recommend this when you do go for that level 30. And maybe put like 2, 3, or 4 points into natural resistance. That's going to be very helpful. So 1, 1, 1 in whichever weapon you're carrying right now. And then just a few points into natural resistance. That'll just help boost your resistances up so that when you do get into hell, you're going to be a little bit better equipped, right, with your resistances and not have to worry quite so much about dying so quickly. So between that, your battle orders, you're going to be pretty tanky overall. So yeah, max out your War Cry, then max out your Battle Cry, and then you can decide if you want to put your points into Taunt or if you want to try and get more battle orders, whatever it is. But getting your damage up for War Cry can generally be pretty good for this character, as the damage is a little bit lower than you would normally expect or desire. Now for gear and stats, I mean, you're going to want to go ahead and get enough strength for gear. And this is in the early game. You're probably just not going to put anything into strength super early until you get to about level 11, something like that. Let me put that in the graph for now. So you're going to start at that. You're going to go vitality pretty much early on with a little bit of dexterity. I don't mind going up to about 30 or 35 dex in the first few levels. So I'm kind of going like 5 vitality, 5 dexterity, 5 vitality, 5 dexterity, 5 vitality, 5 dexterity for like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever. Then I'm going to keep going in vitality until about level 11. And then I'm going to get my strength up to 41. This is because flails are 41 strength and 35 dexterity required. Once you have this, you can shop yourself 2, 3 open socket flails, and you can get yourself Ith normal Countess runes, Tal, normal Countess runes, and you can use these with your double swing. So initially, I'm just going to be using, like I said, 2 scepters or something that I got from Akara. So I can literally just get like this, and you know, maybe there's one with open sockets or whatever it is. And I'll just be using 2 of these guys to start. And then once I get to that point, I'll sell those, and I'll get these from Act 2 Farah. You can literally just shop the 3 open sockets. You'll just have to keep resetting her shop to find it. So you go here, you look for 3 open sockets. If you don't find it, you run, you go to a waypoint, you come back, and now the shop is reset, and you can keep looking till you find these. So you do this. Malice is very good as it has nice damage. It has 100% chance for open wounds, which is super good. And then this is just a big old stat stick of poison. So you're just trying to do a lot of poison damage right here. So that's kind of what you're looking for with both of those. These will carry you all through normal right there. Additionally, you also have Tal and Eth that you can get from the normal Countess, and that's just going to be helpful for an armor. You can get an Nadir, Neftir to help yourself out a little bit more. You get some mana per kill. You could also do Ral, just for like 60 fire res in a helm if you wanted that. But this gives you Cloak of Shadows charges if you wanted them for like the Chaos Sanctuary or something. Maybe you find something like Blood Fist, that'd be really nice. You can just put on any belt. Maybe you find like Hisaris boots. And then if you can find some rings that have like dexterity, attack rating, resistances, that's really nice. Anything like this would be like a fabulous ring for this character. Obviously, it wouldn't be till later on you'd get it, but these are the sorts of things. And hey, maybe you get like a Nokazin, right? So this right here could be like a very solid, normal part of it. It's going to be a little slow to get through, but it's going to be okay. Go kill all the monsters, get yourself to level 30, and then at level 30 you can respec, and you can actually start looking at changing it up. So at that point, we're going to go ahead and shift these weapons out as we're now at caster, and you can look to get like big mana, right? 101 mana on a wand. You can chop this from Nightmare Akara. 20 FCR wand, right? You can do this stuff for your shouting. Or even better, you can make dual spirit swords, and you can get these long swords, crystal swords, or broadswords if you find them in the cow level in normal, guaranteed 4 open socket. If you get a long sword or broadsword from Nightmare and beyond, it's also going to be a guaranteed 4 socket. And you can just take that, take it to Larzik, get it 4-socketed. Talthol or Am, you can get these runes from Nightmare Countess. And having 2 of these on a Shout Barb would be really good. Big mana, big vitality, nice FCR, and of course the plus to skills. Very, very primo right there. If you're looking to just find a 4-open socket sword by itself, you'll have to find it somewhere in Nightmare. You can't find that in normal by itself. So having this can be really nice, and you could also run if you want more resistances, maybe like an Ancient's Pledge or something, but I would recommend having the dual, as that's why we got like natural resistances and stuff to help out with the character. You'll then be looking to upgrade other pieces of gear. So, oh, hey, maybe, you know, 30 life, 10 auras right here. Maybe I've got a better, you know, I found this and this is really nice. 49 to life, 28 fire res, right? Or light res. That's really good for the character. Getting a teleport staff, which you can shop from Act 3 normal and beyond. And make sure it's teleport charges. Can be very useful. My favorite place to shop this is Act 2 Drognan. Just run in and out of town and keep looking for it till you get the charges staff right there. And yeah, you can also get yourself a rhyme, and this will just be for when you do fight against the bosses. You can have this plus a black rune, or let me see if I have one of those anywhere, or a strength. I don't. Okay. But you can make black or strength, am tier, or thol io nef in a flail, and just have that with your rhyme, and you can use that on the bosses. You can use that on the ancients, and that'll be very helpful. And then you can switch into shouting when you get to the bottom of it. But you might also get like a lore helm and replace this, right, to get another plus to skills. Once again, runes you can get from the Countess in Nightmare. So these sorts of things are just going to be nice and simple and easy. And then getting some FCR rings might also be helpful to the character. Look for like FCR and resistances. Keep your life up, keep your resistances up, and then get your plus skills very high, and you can do a lot with this character. And it's actually much faster to level than if you're trying to do it with melee. That being said, like I had said before, you can go through with melee on this. You'll need some sort of Canopy Frozen somehow, whether it's through like a Hawk Mail armor or Duriel Shell or Spirit Shroud or Ravenfrost or whatever it is. You'll need some sort of Canopy Frozen to help the character out so they can continue along in the game. And then, yeah, just keep upgrading, keep having fun. And this is definitely a character where over leveling a bit earlier on is going to help them because their damage is a little bit lower. So if you put yourself in very difficult situations and don't feel like you're you know, able to do a lot, maybe drop back an act, level up a bit more there before you kind of go forward. So anyways, I hope this is helpful. I hope this is a great way to level your Barbarian and you're having some fun with it and having fun with D2R. Good luck, everybody. Peace.